Okay, guys, we will start. So, in our last two class, we had completed list, set, and tuple, our Python collection. This chapter is going on. Today, we have one remaining collection, that is dictionary. So, from the beginning, already I have given the clarity, the concept of a list and the concept of a dictionary. These two terminology that is very important. We will use widely in the what field of machine learning and deep learning. Okay, so we will see what is Python dictionary, that we will cover in detail. So this is our today's agenda. So list, set, and tuple. So these three collection are one type of collection. That means one or a single data item or a group of data item we are assigning within a square bracket or a curly bracket or parenthesis. But here dictionary is a such collection. This collection containing pair. Just to see, it is such a type of collection which contain which contain pairs, which contains pairs. So what is the meaning of a pair? A pair consists one key and one value. Suppose I will tell registration number colon 101. That means it is a pair. Registration number is key, 101 is a value. Okay, so it is a such type of collection containing pair. Okay, the number of pairs, that is the length of a dictionary. So widely we will use this collection in artificial intelligence. Duplicates are not allowed. So here duplicates are not allowed. So we will see, and we will go to our Jupyter notebook environment, Python dictionary. Suppose we will take an example, and all pairs, particularly in our context, we will assign or we will write within a curly bracket. Suppose, let my dictionary name is, suppose, car info. Let suppose my dictionary name is car info. Within curly bracket, I will specify the pair. Suppose how I am writing, just to see. Suppose I will write brand. Okay. Suppose I will write Maruti, brand Maruti. Then suppose I will write model. Okay. Suppose I will write model. The value, suppose I will write Brezza. Suppose I will write another fair, suppose year, in which year that we brought, suppose 2020, suppose. So car info is my dictionary name. Let my dictionary name is car underscore info within curly bracket. So I have specified, I have assigned three pair. So one is brand colon Maruti. Brand is a string value. That's why I have written within a double quote. Maruti is a string value. I specified within a double quote. This is one pair. Model colon Brezza, one pair. Then year colon 2020, that is another pair. So what is the value of car info? Now I will hit, just to see, we will got this output. So this is one pair, this is another pair, and this is another pair. So here, brand is key, model is key, year is key. Maruti is value, Brezza is value, 2020 is value. Okay, so the number of pairs, suppose I will find the length of a dictionary, so I will get 3. The number of pairs present in a dictionary, that is called as the length of a dictionary. So give a response. So give a response. I hope everybody got clarity. So dictionary is a such collection. Dictionary is a such collection containing pair. So in a pair, one is key and one is value. Okay. So the number of pairs present in a dictionary, that is the length of a dictionary. Here there are 3 number of pairs. So we can say the length of our dictionary, that is 3. Give a response.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So we will go to the next point. Suppose I want to access a particular value. To access a particular value. So value so associated with a key. Maruti is value. Brezza is value. 2020 is value. Suppose I want to access Brezza. I want to display Brezza. So what I will write? So value I will access by the key. So I can write print. So your dictionary name is what? Dictionary name is car underscore info. Okay. Then car info of within square bracket, I will write model. Now I will hit run. So I got the output present. That means what we are observing, to access a particular data item, to access a value. So we have to go through the key. Through the key, we will get the value. Clear? So what is the type of dictionary? Suppose car underscore info, just to see DICT. So dictionary is a type. Every collection is a type. Already from the beginning, I have given that clarity. So then we will go to the next point. So currently, we got the value by what going through the key. So there is a built-in function, get function. So by invoking get function, car info dot get function. By invoking get function, also we can get the value. Suppose I will write model. Now I will hit run. I got a page. So this is another approach. Directly in this way, you can write car info of model. Otherwise, you will write by invoking get function. Get function is a built-in function. So I can write car info. Car info is my dictionary name. Car info dot get function. And within bracket, I specified the key. So as a result, I will get the corresponding value. Then there is a built-in function, keys function. There is a built-in function, keys, KE, just to see what I'm writing, car underscore info dot keys function. So I will hit run just to see. So what it is returning. I want to get all keys. I want to get I want to get all keys. So for that, we are invoking keys function to get all key. So to get all keys of a dictionary. Similarly, to get all values of a dictionary. So for that, there is a function, what values function, car underscore info dot values. Now I will hit run. So I got to Maruti Brezza 2020. Okay, clear. So I want to get all key for that. There is a function, keys function I am invoking to get all values of a dictionary. So I am invoking values function. Suppose to get all items, there is a function items, all items. Just to see to get all items of a dictionary So I will write car underscore info dot items. Items is a built-in function. So now I will hit run. Just to see all items, brand colon Maruti means all pair. This is one and this is one and this is one. This is called as one item. This is called as one item. This is called as one item. So if I want to get all item of a dictionary, for that there is a built-in function, items function that we are invoking. Give a response, keys function, values function, then items function. Here, give a response.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I hope everybody getting clarity. Suppose I want to change a value. Suppose I want to change a value. Suppose I have brought this car in 2019, but I have written 2020. Now I want to change that value 2020 to 2019. Change the value. Change the value. So how I will change your dictionary name? My dictionary name is car underscore info, then which value 2020 I will change into 2019. 2020 corresponding key is what? Year. So that key I will write year equals to updated value 2019. Now I will see what is the value of a car underscore info. Now I will hit run just to see brand Maruti model Brezza year 2019. So now in this way the value we changed. There is another approach to change the value, that means to update the value. There is another approach by invoking update function. By invoking update function, just to see how I will write your dictionary name car info dot update function. Dot update function. So within update function, that pair you will write. So pair once I will specify, that means I will specify within curly bracket. So I will write year suppose 2018. Suppose latest value was 2019. Suppose again I wanted to change into 2018. So I what is the value of car info? Now I will hit run just to see the value 2019 again it changed to 2018. Okay, so there are two approaches. First approach, and this is what? Another approach by invoking update function. So I hope everybody getting clarity. Give a response.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Give a
sir.
response. Okay, okay. Now we will go to the next point. I want to add a new pair. To add a new pair. Suppose one pair I will add. Suppose one pair, let it color. Let it color. Uh, Suppose my color is a red color. Okay. Suppose I want to add a new pair. So how I will add? Simply dictionary name car info dictionary name and within square brackets. So I will write, suppose key name color, okay, equals to, suppose I will write red. Now what is the value of car info? Now I will hit run. Just to see one pair added. So at the end. Okay, brand Maruti, that is one pair, model Brezza, that is one pair, year 2018, that is one pair, and color Pallon red, this is a new pair that currently I added. Okay, so in this way, and also new pair you can add also by invoking update function also. Same thing. Suppose I will write car info dot update within bracket new pair. If you will assign, then happily it will add. Okay, so adding new pair, updating values. So regarding that context, we studied. Now we will go to the next point. Removing items. So remove an item from a dictionary. So remove item from a dictionary. So removing a pair, so there are many approaches. There are various ways. So we will see. So basically, to remove a data item, so there are two inbuilt function. One is pop function, another is pop item function. So we will see first. Suppose my dictionary name is car info dot pop pop function. Suppose I want to remove year colon 2018. Suppose that pair I want to remove. So how I will remove? So there is a built-in function. The built-in function name is pop function. Pop pop function. So within pop function I will write your corresponding key here. Now what is the value of car underscore info? Now I will hit run just to see year colon 2018 removed. So you see this is the output dictionary. So in this dictionary there is no pair named as year colon 2018. That means that pair removed. Okay, so this is one way. Another way, there is a built-in function pop item. So if you will write car underscore info, car underscore info is my dictionary name, and dot, there is a function pop item. There is a function pop item function. Okay, so now we will see what is the value of a car info. I will hit run just to see last pair removed. Okay, so pop function taking one argument, whereas pop item function taking no argument. This is the difference, but objective is same. Pop function removing pair, pop item function removing pair. Then there is another way, append function using del keyword. Using del keyword also we can remove the pair. So I can write del keyword. Del. Okay. Pop function, pop item function, and using del keyword. So how I will write del, your dictionary name, car info, your dictionary name, and suppose I want to remove, suppose model colon Brezza. So I will write model key, I will write. Okay, now what is the value of car info? I will hit run. Just to see model colon Brezza are removed. Okay, so three approaches currently we studied by invoking pop function, by invoking pop item function, and using del keyword. By using del keyword. Clear? Consider is clear. Give a response. I hope concept is clear. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
if I
Yes,
will
sir.
write, if I will write del dictionary name car underscore info, the entire dictionary will release entire. But there is a clear function already. we have studied copy and a clear function. But once clear function, if you will call, then a clearing all data item means releasing. If I will write car info dot clear function. So what is the value of car underscore info? Empty dictionary. Empty dictionary. Curly bracket begin, curly bracket end. No data item. So we can say it is an empty dictionary. But if I will write del car underscore info, the entire dictionary will delete. What is the value of car info? It will give the error. Just to see, name car info is not defined because before that, when this line executed, so car info, this dictionary completely deleted. Then when after that, when I want to know the value of car info, then control will write what? It is not defined because there is no car info. Car info already deleted. Okay, so this is the way that we are removing pair and we are clearing, means we are releasing all pairs from a dictionary and we are completely deleting a dictionary. So by using pop function, pop item function, del keyword and clear function. So give a response. I hope everybody got clarity.
Yes,
If
sir.
Yes, sir.
now I will go to
Yes,
the
sir.
next point. Now, I want to retrieve all pairs from dictionary. So already we have seen in a list, in a set, in tuple. So when my task is, when my requirement is, I will retrieve all data items. Then we are using a for loop. For k in list, I will print a k. So list set tuple one data item control was going to one data item. That data item is assigning to the loop variable. The loop body was executing same way. Since it is a pair, it is containing pair. So I will write two loop variable x comma y in. Okay, all pairs currently. Okay, now we have to know dictionary. Then how I will retrieve? So again, I will another dictionary I have to create. Let car detail, because currently whatever we had the dictionary car info completely that have deleted. So again, I have to create a new dictionary. So new dictionary, let it I will create. So suppose let it car detail. Suppose brand age Honda. Let model age Honda City. Let model age Honda City. Let year age 2021. So what is the value of car detail? Now, now this is my new dictionary and my new dictionary name is car underscore detail. Now I will retrieve all pairs from dictionary. So what I will write for x comma y to loop variable x comma y in. So dictionary name is car underscore detail dot items. Currently we studied what is the meaning of items function. Then print x comma y. Just to see, already we studied what is the function of items. So this is one pair. Items means, so this, so first one pair will assign into x comma y. That means brand will assign in x, Maruti will assign in y. Print x comma y, print brand comma Maruti. Then after executing the body, control will go to the this model comma Brezza. Model will assign in x, Brezza will assign in y. I will print x comma y. Model comma Brezza will print. Then after execution, the control will go to this year comma 2020 or year comma 2021. So whatever in this way. So first brand colon Honda, it will assign in X comma Y. So the meaning is what? Each value of car detail dot items. So car detail dot items function, just to see. So what is the already we have seen car detail dot items function. Now I will hit numbers to see. So this is the car detail dot items function output. Brand colon Honda, model comma Honda City, year comma 2021. So first brand comma Honda will assign in X comma Y. So brand will assign in X, Honda will assign in Y. Then body will execute print X comma Y. So brand comma Honda will print. After executing this line, the control will go to next pair model comma Honda City. So model will assign in X, Honda City will assign in Y. Then again body will execute. When data item which you will assign into loop variable, loop body is executing. Already we all have studied in a list, in set and in tuple. Similarly, after executing the body, the control will go to this pair. Here will come to X 2021 will assign in Y, then body will execute. Print X comma Y, year comma 2021 it will print. Just to see, now I will hit run. Just to see all pairs I retrieved. Brand Honda, model Honda City, year 2021. Clear? Give a response.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I hope
Yes,
everybody
sir.
is getting clarity. Okay, very simple. All points are very simple, but lots of things we have to remember. Okay, retrieving all pair, then how to remove for removing pop item del keyword, how to add, how to change. So these are basic operations. Okay, so if you will do the practice, then automatically you can remember everything. Okay, now we will go to our next function. Let it copy function. I want i want to copy all pair from a dictionary into another. Okay, suppose let it my dictionary name is DICT1. Suppose my dictionary name is what? DICT1. Okay, suppose copy, I will write car underscore detail dot copy function. Now, what is the value of a DICT1? Okay, so that means all pair of car underscore detail, all pair of car underscore detail is copied into DICT1. So, what is the value of DICT1? Now, I will hit run. You see, now DICT1 is my dictionary name. Now, the value of DICT1 is this. Clear concept is clear. So another way also I can what create a dictionary. There is a built-in function DICT. Suppose I will write suppose DICT2. Suppose I will create a new dictionary. Let my new dictionary name is DICT2 equals to DICT. There is a function. Suppose I will I will bring the value of DICT1. Suppose. So what is the value of a DICT2? Now I will hit run. I got to this. So by invoking a DICT function, okay, we can create a dictionary. So this is another way that we can create a dictionary by invoking DICT function. Clear? So this is all about Python dictionary. Complete. Collection is complete, or any doubt you can ask, otherwise we will move forward. So this is all about Python dictionary. This is all about dictionary one. So particularly the one here I have written everything I am writing in one file. So lastly I will send to your mail. So example, then dictionary, dictionary. This. So I hope everybody is writing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So today response is not coming. So out of 33, 30 students. So today less response is coming. I think today everybody, you all are inactive. So you have to proactive. Okay, so everybody is understanding.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
My point is do the practice, do the practice. Okay, so we have a time remaining 19 minutes. So we will complete one things. So a small terminology, very important and but very fundamental. That is Python identifier. So that is Python identifier. Python identifier. So what do you mean by identifier? A small terminology. A variable name is an identifier. X equals to 100. We are saying X is a variable. Name of the variable is X. We can say that is an identifier. Similarly, a function name, a class name, that means any name in Python programming, any name in Python programming is known as identifier. The name may be a variable name or a function name or a class name, etc. Any name X equals to 100. So we can say X is an identifier. Suppose I will later on I will know. Suppose I will define a function. So function, some code. Suppose here I will write. So this name of the function is a show function. So function. This is identifier. Suppose in later on we will know class name. Let class my example. Some code I will write. In later on we will know. So class name is my example. This is identifier. Okay, so any name in Python programming that is called as an identifier. The name may be the name may be a variable name, a function name, a class name, any name that will be considering as an identifier. Suppose, suppose I will write Python identifiers. Suppose I will write x equals to 100, I will hit run, I got 100. Suppose I will write 1 ABCD equals to 200. Now what is the value of 1 ABCD? Suppose I have taken 1 ABCD is my variable name. Now I will hit run. Just to see syntax error, invalid syntax. And indication is where the 1 ABCD. That means control is saying 1 ABCD is not a valid identifier. Then how we will know? Here question is arising. How we will know which is valid or which is invalid identifier? So there are some protocols, there are some rules and regulations that we have to know for valid and invalid identifier. Very small terminology. Everybody leave this point, but I will show you lots of points behind this small terminology. So rules and regulations. Rules and regulations for valid and invalid identifiers. So rule number one. Okay, rule number one. So first of all, we have to know which characters that are allowed for valid identifiers. the following characters are allowed for valid identifier. So that is, you remember uppercase A to Z, lowercase A to Z, digit 0 to 9, and there is a symbol underscore. This is the rule number one. Apart this character, if in your variable name, in your function name, in your class name, any name, apart these characters, if you specify any other character, so that will be considering as invalid identifier. Then immediately question will arise, sir, digits are allowed, but here how it is invalid? One ABCD, one is digit. So one is coming under digit, digit means 0 to 9. So digits are allowed, but one ABCD. So why it is invalid? So question immediately it may arise. So rule number two. Remember, since digits are allowed, since digits are allowed, you remember, but the first character should not be, the first character should not be a digit. It's the protocol. That means 1 ABCD equals to 200. So this is invalid. Okay. But if I will write, suppose underscore 1 ABCD equals to 500, this is valid. First character should not be a digit. Just to see, first character should not be a digit. Suppose I will write underscore. Now, what is the value of underscore 1 ABCD? Now I got 200. Give a response. So first, since digits are allowed, but you remember first character must not be a digit. Give a response.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then we will go to rule number 3. I hope everybody is enjoying. So we will go to rule number 3. Suppose I will write Ramo equals to 100. So it is valid. So Ramo is valid identifier because Ramo is a variable name. So similarly, if I will write if equals to 100, so immediately it will give an error, invalid. Then why Ramo is valid if is invalid? Any guess? Ramo is a word if is a word. Ramo equals to 100. So what I said, Ramo is valid identifier. But similarly, another word I wrote if equals to 100, but immediately it will give the error. It is invalid. You
Sir,
remember?
because if is a keyword.
Yes, if is a key word. So all key words, reserved words, never considering as an identifier. You never consider as variable name, function name, or class name. So that point, all keywords, that point I'm writing, all keywords never considering as an identifier. Clear? So this is rule number 3. Everybody is writing.
Yes,
So
sir.
everybody have made a note specifically for Python internship program. So you make a note. So we will complete our course. Then your note will be complete. Then at that moment, you will see your note. Your note will be a beautiful note. Okay. So you will read your note and ready. You will be prepared. You will be ready for interview. Okay, so we will come to the next rules. Suppose I will write, so it is valid or invalid. Suppose in this way, suppose I will write So it will be valid or invalid? Any guess answer? It will be valid or invalid? Any guess answer? You try to give the answer. Maybe it will be wrong or it will be right. There is no problem.
Sir, may be valid.
Okay, maybe valid. Okay. So any answer? So okay. So if according to you, if it is valid, then what is the length of an identifier? Or now, otherwise, I will write from XX from Ceylon software to Honorable. So what is the length of an identifier if, so according to you, if it is valid, then what is the length of an identifier? Any answer? Okay, you listen. So right answer you have to, given. So this is valid. This is valid identifier, no doubt. If I will hit on, so there is no error. It is valid, but it is not recommended. It is valid, but it is not recommended because the readability of the code is reduced. When we are reading, when we will perform a read operation, we are feeling it is a boring variable declaration. So when the control will read, control will feel also boring. Maybe suppose by taking this variable, you are what evaluating some operation. There may be chances 1x or 2y, 1y, you can forget. You can miss one, you may miss one x, you may miss one y or two y at the presentation of this variable for performing any operation. So that's why it is not recommended. It is valid. And you remember there is no length limit of a variable. There is no length limit of an identifier. So rule number, next rule is, you remember there is no length limit. There is no length limit of an identifier. Of an identifier. Here, the above identifier, here the above identifier is valid, but it is not recommended. It is not recommended because the readability, of the code, because the readability of the code is reduced. This, okay, so there is no length limit of an identifier, and this variable declaration is a valid identifier. There is no problem, but this type of declaration is not recommended. Then we will go to the next rule, just to see small terminology, but lots of points that I discovered. Now, next rule. Suppose I will write number equals to 100. I will write number equals to 100. I will write number equals to 100. So all, this is one variable, all or three variable. One memory will allocate, or name of the memory is number and the value 100 assigning into that memory. Otherwise, separately three memory will allocate. Any answer?
Sir, separately 3 memory will allocate.
Why?
Sir, because uppercase and lowercase are distinct.
Yes, right answer you have given. So here, since the name is same, number, but they are different because first number all are lowercase, second number first character is uppercase and remaining lowercase, third all are in uppercase. So in programming, you remember programming language is always case sensitive. Case sensitive means there is a difference between uppercase character and lowercase character. So here all are three different identifier. Separately, three memory will allocate. Name of the memory will be number, and the value 100 will assign separate. Okay, so I can write. So here, the above, okay, three identifiers. Three identifiers are different based on the sensitive case sensitive point of view. Okay, so these are rules and regulations of a valid or invalid identifier. Now I hope everybody got clarity. Now any question if I will give, suppose I will give underscore, suppose underscore abc 1 2 def. Suppose it is valid or invalid. Within speedily you tell. Give the answer. Valid or invalid?
Sir, valid.
So A, B, C, D, then has to 3 D, E. Valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Speedily within 1 second you will tell.
Invalid.
So it is
Invalid.
invalid. Has symbol is not supported. Uppercase A to Z, lowercase A to Z, digit 0 to 9 and underscore. Okay, so this is invalid. This is invalid. Okay, so in this way, suppose any identifier is given, so hopefully you can find or you can say this is valid or invalid identifier. Okay, so identifier, a small terminology, very fundamental terminology, but we covered 5 points, rules and regulations, 5 points that we found. Clear? So everybody got clarity. This is all about today's session. So in this way, we completed Python collection, list, set, TOEFL and dictionary, and Python identifier also we completed. Now tomorrow we will go to important topic, that is Python flow control. So in Python flow control, we will cover so selection statements, iterative statements, transfer statements. Under selection, we will cover if else, if elif else. Under iterative, we will cover while loop and for loop. Under transfer statement, we will cover break, continue. So this is all.